There's something wrong with my left contact lens. Hi! Yesterday I asked you, what do you want to watch? What kind of a video should I make? And you had all brilliant ideas, but I'm just gonna make this video about me, because that's the easiest thing. Like, I don't need any preparation, I can go on for hours, and you guys are probably gonna watch it anyway, because you're sweethearts and you always assume I have something interesting to say. Therefore, we're gonna have a look at things I'm going to wear this spring, which is obviously the most interesting topic you could ever think of. And why am I even making this video in the first place? Probably just to figure out what I have. I don't know about you guys, but I'm that kind of person that always is kind of confused when the season changes, temperature changes, and you're kind of like, what do I wear? So I'm just going to have a look at things I do have in my wardrobe, which are probably, like, I don't wear half of them. I just don't. I'm completely okay with like one skirt, white blouse, and a coat. But to make it more fancy, I'm going to show you things that I like, but I still don't wear. This is going great so far. No, I'm just going to show you everything. Maybe not. But just the stuff I sometimes, seldom take out of my closet. Oh god. Okay, first of all, I am a winter kind of person. I'm the kind of person that will be totally okay with wearing winter/fall stuff the whole year. I just like the colors, I like textures, I like wool, I like everything that's comfy. I like... I don't know, it just seems that all of the colors I like are supposed to be winter or fall colors, and then comes spring and I'm kind of like, what do I do now? So this is a skirt that I've been wearing in like 99% of my videos. It's a black pleated skirt. That's it. And it's a bit too warm, actually. I probably shouldn't be wearing that in spring because it's made of a thick fabric. I wore it the whole damn winter. But because it's so comfy and because I like it, I'm just gonna keep wearing it till it's really hot and I actually can't wear it. So it's this kind of like 1940s line skirt. It's like an A-line pleated skirt that I probably should iron. And because it's black, it goes really well with everything. Anything that has some sort of pattern on it, with every color, is just... it's amazing. I can't tell you how much I like this skirt. The second skirt that is kind of my uniform right now is this one. Oh my god. Really should... actually, that's not the way to go. It's like that. Come on, you probably can't see anything. What's the point of this video? So this skirt I bought in a secondhand shop, obviously, as like the previous one is the same, and it was too wide. Of course it was. So I did something really bad and I didn't know how to tighten it because I was like, there are pleats, so what the hell do I do? And I really needed it and I was going to wear it underneath my jacket, so what I did was I did this kind of like back pleating, which is really lamely done, and it's done with a white thread so everyone can see straight away that it was made by me. But the reason I left it like that is because I don't care, and I usually wear it with a jacket or something. So next up is this skirt, which I got. It's kind of like a very pretty skirt with like a little frill, and it fits my waist perfectly. Finally, goddammit, finally a skirt that fits me. Because usually my waist is not that small. I don't even know what the problem is. That makes it work really well with blouses that are a bit loose, because then it kind of cinches them at the waist. And this skirt I actually got from, like, back when I only had a blog, from one of my readers. She was like, oh, I have a couple of fabrics I'd like to send you. And I was like, greedy mode on. Yes! 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 And she sent me this skirt among all the stuff that she sent me, so I was like, well, that's nice. This is a kind of like a... oh, this is gonna go crazy in the camera, isn't it? But I like the skirt because, like, I made it myself. It's kind of like a Beetlejuice skirt. I made it back when I was like starting to dress more vintage, so that was like one of the only things I had, so I wore it a lot. It's just like a simple stripy skirt, It's a bit full. I think it's like 3 meters or something. I don't wear it with petticoats because I don't have any, and I don't really like the... I mean, I like the look but not on me, so I don't really want it to be like super full. And the problem is I destroyed the clothing. Like, I had hooks and eyes and they just exploded on me. And so I stopped wearing it because I'm too lazy to fix it. This is a dress that I have showed you in the previous video, I think. Oh, did the camera move? That's because of my leg. I based it, like, I really wanted the sort of front gathering thing, which is probably the only thing in this dress that actually worked out, because the back is disastrous. And basically the dress was based off of one of my favorite blouses ever, if not favorite, which I bought at H&M, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So it's a similar color, as you can see. I'm really, like, I'm a sucker for this shade. I think it's supposed to be called like chartreuse. For some reason we don't have that shade in Poland. Like, literally we don't have a word for that shade. Because I was like talking to my friends and I was like, oh well, it's chartreuse. And they were like, there is no such thing. So this blouse I got at a sale at H&M 2 years ago, I think. It looks surprisingly good. And it's my favorite blouse ever, and I wore it in Italy when we were on vacation, and I was like,
1940s, here I come, slay.
It just makes me feel really good. The only problem is the color, because it's like really vibrant, and if I wear it with like red skirt it gets a bit too much, so I'm kind of like, okay, calm down. So this is one of the 2 blouses that I bought at Rocket Originals shop. They do shoes. They mainly do like vintage style shoes, but they had a sale, so I bought 2 of these. This one is a bit worse. Like, I have no idea why, because they're basically the same model, they have different necklines, but for some reason this one fits a bit worse. Like, it's a bit wider at the waist, and this is not necessarily ideal, but it's still very nice. It's a tiny bit itchy though. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear it this spring because it's quite hot, but basically it's a dress I got at my friend's shop, and it's like 1970s probably. What can I say? You've seen it before. Why am I even showing you this? Flowers, polyester. And this is a dress I got at the very same shop. Wait. Oh, that's the left side. And so far it's the only 1940s, like original 1940s dress I own. I know. I'm such an expert. For some reason, it's way easier for me to find coats from 1940s or jackets, but when it comes to dresses, there is always something wrong or something I don't like, or like the pattern or the color. There's just like, or they look a bit, I don't know, floppy. This one was perfect because it has this like plain color and it's basically plain. Whereas a lot of 1940s dresses are like in your face, like the pattern is all over the place, or like you have 5 different seams at front and it's just all crazy. So I have troubles finding 1940s dresses that I like, and the ones I like are super expensive because they're either designer dresses or, you know, I kind of like those very simple color blocks, like let's say beige and pale pink, or brown and beige, or like black and pink, and those are the most expensive ones. This dress is a dress I bought in a Muck in Scotland in a charity shop, and basically it was awful. It was those kind of like 1980s dresses that have like really floppy waists and they reach up to your like calves. But I tried it on and I was like, okay, you work really hard, try to imagine what it would look like if you shorten the skirt and if you add a belt, and I was like, But I figured it out. My imagination is not too bad, so from an ugly 1980s dress I got this really nice dress which I tie at the waist, and it's just really cool. And I'm really proud I actually decided to buy it because it looked bloody awful. Next up is my other blouse from Rocket Originals, which is way better. It's kind of like a sweater blouse. It's like, they're not really blouses, they're made of this like sweater fabric. But this one fits a bit better because it's kind of more fitted at the waist and it's a bit less itchy, and they're both really nice. This one is actually a bit similar in a way because it's also like, it's the similar shade. It's just that it's a bit more loose, and I bought it because I was like, I want to be like Ava Gardner, and then I wore it And I was like, no, that's still me. But it's basically, it was supposed to go with like tight skirts. It's not too bad. You just have to have your hair done, because otherwise with any kind of looser blouse such as this one, if you don't have your hair done, you look like a freaking... This one was bought, like this blouse was bought at the very same sale as my favorite blouse. It was basically supposed to be like this loose kind of blouse, but I added, how do you even... elastic band to the sleeves to make them fit me better. There is something weird going on with the neckline though. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wear it like that, which I don't really like because it's kind of like, ah, here I am. But if I wear it like that, it goes a bit crazy, so it's... This is something I bought, I think in a charity shop. I think I bought a lot of things back when I was moving out from Scotland, because I was like,
we don't have charity shops back in Poland. I need to get as many cool things as I can.
And I did. And I spent a lot of money on stupid stuff that I never wear, including this blouse, which I have worn once last summer, because it's kind of like a modern blouse, but it's also like a bit like a gypsy style blouse, so I wore it with the yellow skirt that I showed you, and it's okay, I guess. It's a bit loose, but pants! I haven't shown you many pants, have I? These guys are kind of like 1950s style. They're not really though. They're completely 1980s, 1990s, but I made the waist fit me better, and now I sometimes wear them. I think I made the waist a bit too tight because sometimes I get stomach aches when wearing those pants, but at least they fit me well. And also the annoying thing is that they're short, they're like 7/8, if that's even a thing. Is that my cat's hair? Disgusting. I usually wear black tights when I'm kind of cold, so when I wear black tights with this, it looks like they're just like really long black socks, and that doesn't look good. I don't wear them as often as I used to. This dress is again, I got it at a charity shop, but I'm not so sure about it anymore because it feels a lot like it's just so 1980s. Back when I bought it in like June, I was like, kind of could be 1940s, right? But now that I know more about 1940s, I'm kind of like, nope, that's just 1980s. And here it is. I have literally worn it like 3 times because I bought it just before I left Scotland, and then the summer was over. I don't know, I was thinking about fixing it somehow so it looks more 1940s, because the pattern is not too bad. The pattern looks okay, it's just about the waistband, and generally there is a lot of unnecessary fabric here and there, so I might try and fix it somehow. I don't know how. This is another one of the skirts I made myself. I literally made just those two. And the fabric is really nice, but I don't wear it that often anymore because it's really like 1950s, and now it doesn't really match my style anymore. And also I broke the back closing again because the buttons exploded. I mean, I could fix it, but I just don't wear it anyway, so I don't really see the point. Why am I showing this to you if I don't even wear the bloody skirt? So these things are a bit messed up because they've been, you know, do you also have that section in your wardrobe with stuff that you never wear, or like when you have winter clothing and summer clothing and you just keep your summer clothing away for the winter? That's what happened with this dress. That's why it's so messed up. I'm gonna iron it later, but it looks like this. You've seen it before, I think, in the video about Edwardian corsets and how they Photoshop stuff. It's a tiny bit too short, but luckily the hem is like really big, so I could probably just unpick it. But it's nice because it's like cotton, and I have no idea why it has roosters all over it. Like, what's the... I don't even know. I don't even get the idea, but these pants are my favorite. The buttons are a mess because I didn't have any black buttons, and as everything I do, I didn't feel like fixing it afterwards, so I just... Do I have lipstick on my teeth? No. So I just stuck with the white buttons, and they kind of look like Mickey Mouse pants for some reason, but I was just like, well, that's okay. And what I like about those pants is that they fit me. I had like those shorts that were kind of almost fit me, so I took those shorts, I laid them on the floor, and I just traced the pattern, and then I made those, adjusting them slightly so they fit me a bit better. I made them really high so they're actually reaching to my waist, because I don't know what the problem is with like today's clothing. Why can't the pants ever, like even the high-waisted pants, ever end at your actual waist? Why does it always have to be like 2 or 3 centimeters lower than your actual waist? I don't get it. Like, it's not that hard. So anyway, these surprisingly fit me. They're actually a tiny bit too tight. Like, they're not too tight, it's just that the closing is kind of too shallow. It's not like deep enough, so I need to like squeeze kind of hard to get into those, but once I'm in, I'm in. I'm not going to show you how I look wearing those because I haven't shaved my legs. This is something really cute I got back in Edinburgh. It seems like half of my wardrobe is from Edinburgh, which is actually true because that's when I actually started buying stuff. So this thing is a jumpsuit actually, and it's really cute because it has shorts that look a bit like a skirt, but at the same time they're shorts, so they're way more comfortable, and it has a really cool waistband. Now this is a set that I bought in 2014 or something. These are like really long, wide-legged pants. And basically I bought them because I was like, they kind of look like 1930s pajama pants, but the problem is I'm a tall person and they're a bit too short and I basically look like a moron, but they're really comfy, so I keep wearing them. And also what's cool about these is that they have a matching blouse. I know, how cool is that, right? Now this I also don't wear as much as I used to. I bought it basically right before I left to Edinburgh. I was wearing more in 1950s style, so I bought a lot of things and I made a lot of things that looked 1950s, and then when I was in Edinburgh I was like, actually no, actually I like 1940s way better. This is what I bought back when I still wore like 1950s style, and it's actually a 1960s dress, but I just love the pattern. It's just so cute, like the colors and everything. Oh yeah, it's ripped here, like there is a hole, you're right. And what's cool is that it's made of something plastic, I have no idea what, but the pleats just won't go, so you don't have to worry about pleats. Then I also have this lovely jacket, which I think is Vietnamese, because that's what the tag looks like. Oh, it says Vietnam, and it's supposed to be silk. I don't think it's like pure silk, because it's very like thick. Guess what? That's another thing I bought right before I left Edinburgh. I was on a huge charity shop spree. I was like, if I don't buy it now, I won't buy it ever. There are no things like that in Poland. So I bought it and I wore it again once. I wore it once because it's kind of hard to wear, like hard to match a bottom to this jacket because it's a little bit below waist, so it doesn't look good with skirts, and then it also doesn't really match jeans either. So, and then this is something I wore it when we went to the Polish mountains and it looked really cool with like shorts. It's like a western jacket. The problem is it's really old and those thingies keep falling off, and the reason is because I wore it once and I wore a coat over it, and the coat was supposed to be waterproof, but actually one seam on my arm was leaking and the water got to the leather thingies and they just got really stiff and started falling off. And it also kind of smells like soup. Now the truth, oh, these jeans, I'm going to show them to you as well. I bought them at Collective Clothing, and I have another pair of jeans that are from Freddy's of Pinewood, and I prefer those because they're less wide, and for some reason Freddy's jeans look a lot like 1970s on me. I think that might be an issue with my, again, my like hips to waist ratio. My thighs are kind of wide, so what happens is they fit really tight on my thighs and then they're really loose on my calves, and that makes them look a bit like bootleg, and that's not ideal. Let me just say that. So instead I wear these a lot, but because I've worn those a lot, they've kind of stretched, because Freddy's of Pinewood has really good like denim quality. They're basically really good jeans, like the fabric is really sturdy, and after you wash it, they're like really stiff, and that's basically what denim is supposed to do. And then these are obviously not real denim, they're kind of like stretchy fabrics. So what happens is my waist right now is approximately 10 centimeters too wide. I guess this is it. This is probably all of the things I wanted to show you. There's something really odd happening with my hair today. Like, I like this, but what the hell? Why is ending a video such a hard job? I actually remembered I forgot about at least like 4 blouses, 2 dresses, and stuff I wear the most. But Never mind. Actually, I should show you the coat. Let me just get the coat. I just remembered about the very last thing, which kind of counts as spring wardrobe and not as much as the summer wardrobe, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I guess 99% of the things I showed you I also wear in summer. I don't really have a separate wardrobe for summer. I just wear sweaters on top of it. So I basically wear the same things since early March till late September. No, actually in September I'm already into my like fall wardrobe. And then this coat goes on top of all these things. I bought it, guess where? This together with the polka dot jumpsuit I got at Armstrong's. It's like a vintage shop in Edinburgh. It has like 3 different shops around the city and you can sometimes find good stuff. I think the really old stuff like 1940s is really overpriced, but if you're looking for like 18s or like 70s, you can get really good stuff for really cheap prices. So this one was really cheap, I guess, and I bought it because I was like, I need something for spring. And it's basically like a trench coat. I think it's 1970s. It smells like hell. If you have any ideas on how to get rid of the armpit smell, please let me know. I'm sick of like smelling someone else's sweat. But yeah, it's cute. It's okay. I think it's a bit too tight around the top. It looks best when I wear it with one button closed and then the rest of them open, because otherwise you can tell it's not 1940s. But it's decent. Like, it's a cheap alternative if you're looking for something 1940s style but can't really afford actual 1940s clothing, which is my case most of the time. 1970s and 1980s are a good alternative. And also I think it's Czech. Can any Czech confirm? Or is this like Slovakian? Never mind. That's it. I'm out.